Whether you're watching your favorite NBA team at the arena, the bar, or hanging at home, grab an ice-cold Michelob Ultra and enjoy every moment of the NBA season. Stock up today and watch your team drop buckets with a bucket full of ice-cold Ultra. Michelob Ultra. Superior light beer.
Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2026 Anheuser-Busch. Michelob Ultra. Registered light beer. St. Louis, Missouri. Must be 21 plus to order alcohol. Alcohol available only in select markets.
Are all batteries the same? That's like asking if all soccer players are the same. Take Messi, the most decorated player ever. Is there any other player who has achieved that? No, just him. Now take Duracell. Is there any other battery with power boost ingredients inside? No, just Duracell. Remember, goats only trust goats because they're built different. And Messi only trusts Duracell.
Blowing ad budget on metrics that look great till the CFO sees them, that's bull spend. And marketers are calling it out in Dashboard Confessions.
I remember telling my boss, it'll be good for the brand, when leads were slow. Yeah, it wasn't.
Cut the bull spend. LinkedIn lets you target by company, job title, and more. Advertise on LinkedIn. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a $250 credit. Go to linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
So we kind of worked out that I haven't been here for many years. In fact, I haven't seen the brand new Alexander Stadium, and it is quite a sight. It's been great to be back in Birmingham for the British Championships. I'm John.
And I'm Michael, and I have to say, I've said it before and I'll say it again, if the people putting that North of England Olympic bid together don't even consider coming south to the Midlands, it's not to the south but to the Midlands, and incorporating Birmingham, they're missing a trick, because they've got a fantastic athletics facility here. We've said it before, I'm going to say it again. We know what the legacy of this stadium is, and in Birmingham as well, I think you've got a city that would host events at an Olympic level, as they showed in 2022 at the Commonwealth Games, that would really just pop off.
So the temporary stands are being put up here for the European Championships, which is kind of the sandwich of the athletics events that we'll be covering over the summer. The Ultimate Championships in Budapest comes right at the end of the season in September, when everyone's gone back to school. I don't even think about that at the moment. They haven't even broken up yet. But the first event, of course, is the Commonwealth Games, which is now literally a month away. And if you stay with anything but footy, we've got special programmes coming up on that this week. But this was the British Championships. This was 2 days of competition.
Yeah, it's interesting that you talk about the programme this year, because you look at someone like Georgia Hunter-Bell. She could finish this calendar year as a world champion indoors and outdoors, because she won the world indoor title.
Or the ultimate champion.
And then the ultimate world champion at the end of the year. She could also win a European, a Commonwealth title, and a UK title as well, which we'll come on to. But I think it's probably worth starting with her teammate Keely Hodgkinson, who I was here on the first day of the championships. I saw her, she ran a 400 metres, which is part of the planning that she's been doing this year to try and get a bit more speed up there, and just to try and give herself a bit of a break, I think, from the relentlessness of maybe 5 or 6 seasons of running the 2 laps of the 800 metres. So sorry, Essie, she wasn't particularly happy about her race yesterday, but she did qualify for the final today. Had a quick chat with her afterwards, in which she did tell me that she's not going to be competing in Glasgow at the Commonwealth Games. She is going to focus on the Europeans and the Ultimate World Championship. So that was yesterday's headline with Keely. Today's headline is she didn't make it to the starting blocks, and you were watching her as she came out for the race, but she didn't get, even as I said, to the blocks.
No, from our vantage point in the mix zone, which is in the Alexander Stadium, is kind of behind to the right of the finish line, and where obviously the 400 metres start. And the women's final all came out. We're expecting Keely, of course, I think it was in lane 8 that she was in. And really, before they all went to their blocks, I then actually saw Keely in front of us. And I kind of nudged you. And it was clearly, there was some, she was, you know how Keely sometimes, I think when we were in Tokyo, she feels the heat. So you could see she's quite red-faced, and usually it's when she's been running, but she was quite red-faced, and whether she was feeling the pressure, and as you say now, the fact that we know she didn't run, there was obviously something wrong, and it was pretty clear that there was something wrong. And I kind of nudged you and went, she ain't running in this. And then they called them to the blocks and off they went. And then there was a little kerfuffle in front of the mix zone to kind of move Keely away.
Yeah, so she actually left the track, I think, in tears. I mean, I was from a distance, so I'd happily be corrected. She was certainly unhappy as she left the track, and as you say, she didn't compete in the race. There was an announcement a little bit later on saying about what happened, that obviously there was an acknowledgement from the PA announcers, Catherine Merry, obviously, who does that here, saying that she hadn't run the race, and the reason was she had pulled out because she felt, I think, some tightness. That was the explanation. So her and her coaching team said, with such a big year, and we've just outlined how big a year it is, it just wasn't worth the risk for her. It's such a shame because obviously, as we know, the 400, she's here running that. She has done that at British Champs before. It's not actually her event. So if it had been something, or if it is something more serious, then I think that is a real problem.
Because she is slightly under pressure this year because the expectation is there. She is the most recognised British athlete in this country at the moment who's still competing. And of course, she's got the Swiss competitor who's breaking records and running faster than even Keely has been, and she said she wants to get a world record, and we know she's not going to the Commonwealth Games, but she wants to come here and win the European Championships, and then, as you say, the ultimates as well. So you can feel that there is pressure, and that is hard to deal with the time.
I'm wondering if that's maybe just caught up with her, because you mentioned Audrey Guerrero, the Swiss athlete who beat her in the Diamond League as well. The two of them actually been racing against each other for a little while. They kind of came through the kind of junior and under 20s, under 23 age groups together. But then suddenly there is this other competitor on the scene. You've got Femke Bol as well, remember, who's also now having a go at this distance and seemingly doing it unsurprisingly quite well. So Keely was not going to have it all her own way, and she's certainly not had it all her own way here, leaving the track in the worst possible way, not actually even competing. All I would say is better that she's walked away before doing any serious damage, because we know what a bad injury she had that made her miss most of last year. So I know people here are upset not to see a race. If you bought your Sunday tickets, you were hoping to see Keely race, you haven't. But the bigger picture is hopefully it is just precautionary, and she'll be back soon. We
wish her well. It meant that the 400-metre winner, which we kind of thought would be the case, was Amber Anning anyway, even if Keely had been running.
Yeah, and it was a fantastic win from Amber, and she's actually had a difficult build-up to these championships as well, with a bit of injury and a little bit of illness as well, as she told me afterwards. We are here today and you're champion. Congratulations. What does that mean?
I mean everything. It's never easy, and the girls are putting out fast times. We're getting faster and faster each year, so I had to earn that. Nothing was given to me. Probably wasn't the best executed race, but I'm happy with the result. That's what we wanted to come here and do. Haven't been very well either. I'm just coming off an injury, so I'm grateful to have put together two solid performances.
So what's been the issues with you? What's been the problems?
Just some hamstring. I was 10 weeks out, so I opened up in Rome a week before, but I just got a spike. So I worked really hard to get back to competing, just to get my foot back on the track. But it's been really good. I've had a great team around me. I had a horrible cough leading into this week and some stomach ache literally 2 days before. I've honestly been hit with so much, but I've got so much faith in myself, faith in God and everyone around me, and I just knew that sometimes you don't feel 100%, but you've got to come out here and get the job done. That's what it is, being an athlete and being at the elite level. So yeah, I'm proud of myself for finishing strong and finishing healthy.
How aware were you? You were aware, I'm sure, of the drama at the start of your race. Obviously, Keely didn't start. There was a full start as well. What was going through your mind?
Yeah, honestly, I thought I was disqualified. So I think I went out very passive in my actual race. Not exactly the start that I had yesterday. I didn't really take control of what I wanted to do. But I got around. Yemi definitely pushed me. The girls honestly did push me. I finished strong. Left it quite close. Did probably tie up a little bit, but I'm glad I got the job done. But no, I had my heart on fire a little bit at the start, but thankfully we had a second clean race.
Obviously Keely didn't race in that one today. We don't know why, but generally what do you think about the fact that she's been trying some 400s this year?
I think I love it. I mean, Keely is the best in the 800 metres in the world, and I think once you've reached her level, it's so good to find a new challenge and a new goal and push herself, and not only that, but to push for that world record in the 800. So I have a lot of respect for her. I wouldn't be going up to the 800, so I definitely can't relate, but it's really nice to see her put herself out there, challenge her, not necessarily be the best in the race, but put her goals outside and see what she can do. So yeah, a lot of kudos to Keely, and I'm sure she'll be back doing some more forwards in the future.
And talking of the challenges for you this year, Budapest at the end, weekend. You've got Birmingham back here, of course. You're now there for the European Championships, and Glasgow potentially, and a Commonwealth Games. Big summer.
Yeah, it's going to be massive. Both competitions are just going to be really hot, to be honest with you. So again, it's just being able to navigate the round and use the races to prep for Europeans, which is my main goal. The European girls are on fire this year. I mean, to me, it's as world class as it gets for us. So I'm looking really forward to running against them. We've all raced each other so many times in the Diamond League and Worlds and Olympics. So we all kind of know each other's capabilities. It's going to be really fun to be back here and see what we can all do against each other. But I'm looking for fast times. I think everyone is, and I think this is going to be the perfect place to do it.
And just finally, is Glasgow in the plan as well?
Well, we're seeing that team's announced on Tuesday, but fingers crossed. I'd love to be part of that team representing England out there. Again, it's just another opportunity to be in front of the home champs, home crowd, and a good setup for Europeans. So we'll find out in a few days' time. I'm looking forward to it.
I'll speak to you in Glasgow and in Birmingham, hopefully in Budapest. Thanks very much.
Thank you, guys.
Amber Anning talking to Michael. The men's 400 metres was won by Matthew Hudson-Smith, of course, who, if he wins another European gold, he'll be the most successful European champion ever, because he's done it 4 times. If he does it, back here in Birmingham, with a stand named after him.
Yeah, he had the stand named after him this week, and they surprised him with that, and they brought some members of his family down, and then unveiled it that it was the Matt Hudson-Smith stand here at Alexander Stadium. He's one of those athletes that can be slightly hit and miss sometimes. He obviously was in Paris in terrific form and just edged out there, and then other years have kind of just slipped by with Matt. But I mean, I know you had a little chat with him.
I did have a little chat with him because he was telling me how important the Commonwealth Games is to him as well. So he said he will be, the team's not out yet, but he said he will be there and he wants to compete because, of course, he won his first ever medal in 2014 in the relay there.
Yeah, it does seem a long time ago, that now, doesn't it? So, yeah, it'll be good to see him. I still think, you know, that moment in Paris where he just got edged out for that gold medal will still sting a little bit. And so he's got a few more years left in his career. I don't see any reason why he won't go on and still be very competitive for Los Angeles. So hopefully another couple of medals this summer for his collection at least.
Now, you were here for day one, where we had the men's and women's 100 metres. And again, it didn't quite all go as everyone expected.
No, Rommel Glaive won the men's 100. I think a lot of people obviously were looking at Zarnell Hughes. He's a very recognisable athlete who won the 200 today that we watched. So I think a lot of people were thinking Zarnell might win the double this weekend. But Rommel's been there or thereabouts. He's been knocking on the door. He ran a very good time. He ran sub 10. I think it was a personal best for him as well in that final. So, you know, I think it has been coming for Rommel Glaive. Louis Hinchcliffe, a lot of people were talking about him a couple of years ago when he was in America, coached by Carl Lewis, came and won medals in Paris, a relay medal, of course, at the Olympic Games. He finished third. He was actually given the same time as Jeremiah Razou, but they gave the bronze medal to Louis Hinchcliffe as well. And then in the women's race, I think everyone obviously was calling her. When we found out that Daryl Nita was not going to be here this weekend, we found out that she was one of the late withdrawals, along with the likes of Lena Nielsen and Jasmine Sawyers and a couple of others. Again, just precautionary for Daryl. She'll hopefully still be back to 100% for the Europeans and the Commonwealths if selected for those. But yeah, so it was a head-to-head really, wasn't it? Dina Asher-Smith against Amy Hunt. And actually, I think ordinarily you would back Dina because Amy has this reputation for not being the quickest of starters. That is something that she has said that she's worked on tremendously. And actually, Dina got out really well. I spoke to her, and I think she's kind of changed her style a bit this year. She seems to run a bit more. I'm no expert on this. I'm not an athletics coach. But she seems to run a little bit more low down and then rise up for about 40 metres. She has changed all her coaching setup. She says she's changed an awful lot this year. And so she's pretty pleased with her progress, having had such an upheaval. But it was Amy Hunt's title. And then obviously Amy Hunt didn't win the 200 today.
No, a big success for Success Edouan.
Surprise success.
It was indeed. The under-23 European champion will now be at the European Championships back here in Birmingham, a 200-metre run, personal best as well, 22.43, and beat Amy Hunt into second place for a silver. So it was an incredible women's 200 metres, and as you say, Zarnell turned it round in the men's because he got the silver yesterday in the 100 and then came and won the men's 200.
Yeah, and just a couple of other sort of lines from from yesterday, speaking to both Amy and Dina after their events. Amy said that she will be running Europeans and Commonwealth Games. That's the question everybody's been asking everybody this weekend. Are you going to try and do both? Although this is the European trials, the Commonwealth Games comes first. Everyone's been saying, are you going to do both? She says she is going to do both, but she's only going to run one event. We don't know what that event is yet in Glasgow. And then I suspect she'll be running all three for the Europeans, but we'll wait and see on that. And Dina said, I'm not going to tell you what I am running because it's not been announced yet, and we'll bring you that news when it is announced. She said, but I will tell you I'm not running an individual. So I'm no expert.
She's doing the pole vault.
she's I presume, going to be in the relay. Now, I did throw the idea out that, I mean, there's obviously a sprint relay, a 4x100 metres, which is the obvious event that you could see Dina lining up and Team England having a really good gold medal winning chance there. But she ran a 400, didn't she, at the indoors earlier on? And there's a mixed relay. I just wonder whether it's time. She might feel it's time.
Are you telling it's time for Dina Asher to step up? God,
no,
I
time
be
to do
saying
something.
that to her.
Time to do something different.
Okay.
Try something different. Exactly what Keely said yesterday, which is she's just giving the 400 a go because you do the same thing time and time again. Sometimes it is good just to change things around. Jake Whiteman, I think he ran the 800 here, but he'll probably be running the 1500. Sometimes you just need to keep your interest. And I just think if Dina's going to commit to running a relay in Glasgow at the Commonwealth Games, she ran that 400. I'd have never said this if she hadn't run that 400. It hadn't even crossed my mind until that event, the indoors earlier on in the year. I just wonder whether maybe she fancies, and that team, Dina could come into that. There could be Amy, there obviously could be Daryl as well in the sprints, but that team would be just a different thing for her.
It'd be very different. And as you say, if you're not doing individuals, then maybe that's what she's doing. You mentioned Jake Whiteman. So he won the men's 800 metres on day 2 of these British Championships today. And I spoke to him about it because obviously he will be going in the Commonwealth Mile at Glasgow. It's Scotland are hosting it. He's a Scottish athlete. And he told me that's the priority. What he said was everything is a priority, but I have to concentrate on one thing at a time. And so the next big thing, he says he'll be at the Diamond League. He'll do the 800 again in the Diamond League in London. But the next big thing is the Commonwealth. So that's what I'm focusing on. But then he also said, despite winning the 800 metres here, he'll probably do the 1500 in the Europeans. He hasn't decided yet. He said it's a good choice. I'm lucky that that I can make that choice. So that's how he kind of approaches it. It's like I've got to focus on the one thing at a time.
Yeah, and it's interesting because Josh Kerr's obviously also got very similar decisions to make, and Josh chose not to be here this weekend. Now, he has said, and we've spoken to him a few times on the podcast over the past year or so, and he said right from day one that Glasgow and the Commonwealth Games is my priority. The Commonwealth Mile is my priority. He's also said he wants to break the world record over 1,500 metres this year as well. That is
Talk about putting pressure on yourself.
Yeah. So he's not here because he obviously the Europeans isn't in his calendar. So that's an interesting decision for him. Obviously, we know that he's based out in the States. He doesn't come over very much, and we don't see a great deal of him, but he does always turn up at the major championships and when fit do well. So there was no Josh, but we saw Jake, we saw Neil Gourlay as well. He obviously's also got Glasgow very much in mind, and that Commonwealth Mile, it's I think one of maybe the last event on the track on the last night. Has it been set up for a Scotland, at least 2 on the podium, maybe 3.
Well, and the women's mile as well. Sophie Calvert defended her title as the 1,500 metre British champion, the Scottish runner. She won it last year, surprisingly last year. She defended it today. I actually saw her afterwards and she said, I was just as surprised as I was last year, but she shouldn't be because she's obviously on form. Laura Muir coming in the top 3. I think she was second in Katie Snowdon was second and Laura Muir was third. The women's 1,500 metres, we know Georgia Hunter-Bell could be in that. She was the 800 metre winner today, and again, she hasn't decided what she's going to do.
She's always got choices. That woman.
Apart from, she always has to speak to you.
Well, yeah, I mean, we were trying today to engineer it for the first time ever that you would interview Georgia Hunter-Bell, who's on this podcast more than us, I think. But just things happened today where Matt Hudson-Smith and Georgia Hunter-Bell turned up at exactly the same time. and you ended up with Matt, and I ended up speaking to Georgia as I
didn't mind.
Always. Well, I didn't mind, and and it's always nice to catch up with Georgia. But she's always got decisions, hasn't she? Whether it's the 800, the 1500, is it going to be a target of this championship or that championship? Even going back further in her career, was it going to be running or cycling? Then when it was running, was it going to be running or cyber security?
But she broke the championship record and the stadium record.
Yep.
She is obviously on fire in the 800 metres at the moment. I thought she would do the 800 at the Commonwealth because Keely's not doing it, and then she'd leave the Europeans for Keely. But if you're running the way she's running at the moment, you do the 800 or the 1500 in Commonwealth and then the 800 in Europe.
Yeah, well, she said to me she's going to run 800 in one, 1500 in the other. So that is her plan, but she wouldn't tell me which way around.
Depends whether Keely's fit or not.
Yeah, and obviously, they're track mates, teammates, and so they'll be making a bit of a team decision there. I would think. You're right. If Keely's not going to be in Glasgow, it would, I feel, be the most logical thing that's where Georgia would run the 800 metres, and then Keely comes in for the European, she will run the 800 there, and so does Georgia then step up to the 1500. But yeah, I think that's the way it would go. That would seem the logical way, but we'll find out. I think we'll know in a few days.
Yeah, stay with us for that. This is Anything But Footy. It's a special day today. It is Father's Day as we're recording, and we'll catch up with a brand new father next.
If your business runs on 5 different apps, 12 browser tabs, and one spreadsheet that everyone's afraid to touch, it's probably time for Odoo. Odoo is an all-in-one business management software that connects every part of your business into one powerful, easy-to-use platform. So instead of wasting time switching between disconnected systems, your entire business works together in real time. Your team moves faster, your data stays accurate, and you can actually focus on growing your business. Let one unified system run your entire business. From the first opportunity to the final payment, everything works together in one place. Whether you're a small business or managing a large operation, Odoo gives you one flexible platform built to grow with you. Learn more at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
This is Anything But Footy, the Olympic and Paralympic sport podcast. We are sat just outside the Alexander Stadium, host venue for the 2022 Commonwealth Games and host venue for the 2026 European Championships. And, well, more importantly, for this weekend, host venue for the UK Championships, the British Championships, which have doubled up as the trials for those Europeans. But also, we are asking plenty of questions about the Commonwealth Games as well, because that is the next big meet, the next big major coming up after the Diamond League in London on the agenda. And as you mentioned, it's Father's Day as well. So what a big week for Alistair Chalmers, who's become a dad and is also looking to win another medal at the Commonwealth Games, but for Guernsey.
Yeah, he is going there. The 400 metre hurdles. He won his British champion again in that competition here on day 2 of the British Championships. But literally 5 days on, Tuesday, his son was born. And his son was actually in the crowd. I won't say to cheer him on, because I'm not sure they can cheer after 5 days. But he was there supporting his dad. And I caught up with Alistair after that run. Firstly, many congratulations.
Thank you so much. It was a great race out there and just proud to get the win.
It's been quite a week.
Oh, yeah, tell me about it. I mean, I was absolutely knackered yesterday. I mean, you can probably tell I was on the floor after my heat and it was just about getting through. But today I really had to lock in. I mean, my boy's up in the crowd, I can't lose. So yeah, it was kind of written in the stars for me to win today. It's Father's Day and yeah, it was a great race.
For people that don't know, you had your first son this week?
Yeah, 5 days ago. So yeah, I'm pretty knackered. I mean, my fiance's even more, but she's done a great job. She's gone through a lot more than me, so I can get around a track over a few barriers more than what she's been through. So yeah, it's incredible.
And with that, this also means you're back here for the European Championships?
Yeah, I mean, look, I was here in 2022. Best atmosphere I've ever had, so yeah, to come back and run in a GB kit, it's going to be special. I'm definitely going to be going for a medal. I need to rest and get some training in, and I will be here. I mean, I ran 49.0 I think, and I was pretty chilled from hurdle 10, so it was probably about a 48 mid run, but again, I don't think I've had many hours sleep, so yeah, just surreal having him in the crowd.
Yeah, I can well imagine. But you mentioned 2022. Of course, you've got the Commonwealth Games coming up before the Europeans up in Glasgow.
Yeah, wow, I'm definitely, that's a massive one for Guernsey. It's always a special one, but it's a huge year. I mean, we've got 2 crazy home championships, so I got to be in the shape of my life. That's what we built this season around. I haven't really done too much speed work, so that first part of the race is my weakest part. Again, have you been seeing my few races? I've been finishing like an absolute tank. So I just got to do a few speed reps and I'll be ready to go. But I'm with the best guys in Europe, so it's great, and these guys have done it great. I'm so proud of this guy right here, Josh. He's put in a lot of work, and he's a great friend of mine, so he's done a great job.
And you're here in your Guernsey kit as well. What does it mean to represent your country?
I mean, look, it's a rare thing, kind of repping this flag on any kind of stage, especially the Commonwealth Games, British Championship. So to come away with gold medals is a rare thing. This is my 6th title. They keep saying 4. I don't know why they keep saying 4. They're like 4-time British. It's 5. Now 6. So yeah, it's surreal. And I mean, look, there's only a few people back home, and they're all so supportive. We've got a great community, and yeah, it's special just to have that real close-knit community supporting you.
Finally, you said you need to get some rest and prepare for these major championships. You need a little word with your son.
He's been a superstar, to be fair, but yeah, I'm sure if my fiancée, if she had a whoop, it'd probably be about 1% every day. So yeah, I need to get out the red and yellow and get back in the green. But we'll get there. But it's just lovely soaking it all in.
Well, enjoy it, and we'll see you later in the summer.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
So Alistair Chalmers on Father's Day. It's quite exciting for me as well. My wife said, "What do you want to do for Father's Day?" And I went, "Can I go to the athletics on my own and work with Michael?" And she was like, "Yeah, you can do that." And so I'm this might be my bet. It sounds really weird because I'm not with my son, but it's actually quite a good Father's Day. He was out playing.
I was wondering where you were going to go with that. You might clip that up and send it. This is the best Father's Day ever because I drove an hour and a half up the motorway away from you.
But I'm doing what I want to do and what I love doing.
Yeah, well, it was always obviously in my calendar to be here, so Father's Day was never on the agenda for me at home. So we're having a fake Father's Day in a couple of weeks, although I am looking forward to checking Facebook later for my children to have posted about me saying I'm the best dad in the world.
Excellent.
Or something along those lines.
I mentioned Success earlier. Success Edouan, the under-23 European champion, who will be back here in Birmingham for the European Champions because she became British champion today. So is Emily Newnham in the women's 400 hurdles. We heard from Alistair Chalmers. She ran a season's best 54.53. So she, again, is British champion. She's going to the European Championships. She's also going to be at the Commonwealth Games as well. And it is a cracking summer for some of these British athletes.
Yeah, we've spoken a lot about the track. I think we should touch just on the field, and as you know, there's a couple of certainties in life. Death is a certainty in life, taxes are a certainty in life, and Scott Lincoln becoming UK champion is a certainty in life. He was pretty critical though about the venue here because obviously they are getting it ready for the European Championships, and as far as his event, his discipline shot put was concerned, not the best field of play today.
The circle was really nice here and they've relayed it for the Europeans and it's unusable at the moment. I've had to throw in a trainer today, which isn't great going into your national championships, especially when you feel in great shape, and you know, I've been firing the last few comps and ready to go today, and you turn up and it's unbearable. So it's probably a me thing, to be honest, but everyone was struggling out there, to be honest. So yeah, I mean, happy with staying in it. I could have quite easily lost my head after the first 2 or 3 and just, you know, packed in for the day, but I stayed with it, tried new things, changed to my trainer and started to get some good consistency then and some good feel. So yeah, we'll build.
And the title, you've got so many of them indoors and outdoors, but does it still mean the same to be the best in Britain?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm hoping that it helps other shot putters in the UK as well to, you know, to look at me and think, I want to beat him. That's what I want, ultimately. I want to be pushed. I want to be challenged. I don't want to be winning by 2 meters. So hopefully that's, you know, for the bigger picture, hopefully that's what's going to happen. And I've just been speaking to some young kids in the crowd that are starting shot put and gave them my numbers and things, and yeah, hopefully that inspires them.
Yeah, that's always been important to you, hasn't it? Sort of next generation. I remember speaking to you when you were the young up and coming one, and now you're the veteran, if you'll excuse the expression. You've been a captain of the team.
Absolutely, yeah. You just got to, you've got to do what you can as an athlete. A lot of athletes are shut off and, you know, they don't give time back to the crowd, but ultimately they're the ones that you inspire. They're the ones that come out and cheer you on and create the atmospheres. So, yeah, we need it.
Big UK summer ahead. See you back here for the Europeans, and before that, hopefully, Commonwealth Games as well. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling in great shape. We kind of went back on a maintenance phase in training, so I mean, I'm not fully firing right now, but I'm not far off. I've been throwing, just short of 21 and over 21 in the last 3 comps, so been really consistent. Just gonna freshen up a little bit over the next few weeks. A couple of comps lined up against decent people, and see where we go.
And finally, having reached the final, obviously outdoors last year, the indoor finished 4th this year. You must be targeting podiums in Glasgow and back here in Birmingham.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be stupid not to go in wanting to win them both. That's ultimately the aim. I think realistically in the field, there's maybe 4 or 5 of us in both comps where they want to go in and medal and win. And that's where we are. We want to go in and win. We don't want to just turn up.
Good to hear. We'll see you there.
Good to see you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
Scott Lincoln talking to Michael. Hopefully they'll have sorted out the shot put track ready for the European Championships. They can have a brand new stadium or a brand new stand after Matthew Hudson-Smith, but not sort out the shot put. It's not great, is it, at the moment?
The Scott Lincoln shot put circle.
Yeah.
I mean, he's won that many championships indoors and outdoors, and I've been coming to these championships for well over a decade, as you know, and I think I've interviewed Scott at each and every one of them, from coming through as a junior from York, and at the time was working for his dad as a bricklayer, and now he's based out in Australia most of the time. He had a massive breakthrough sort of season, end of last season, start of this season at the World Indoors, finished 4th at the World Outdoors, reached the final, having obviously been to 2 Olympics and not made the final. So yeah, it's good to hear that he's targeting double gold this year, double gold. So
we will find out Team England in the next few days. Commonwealth Games a month to go. Stay with Anything But Footy. We're gearing up for Glasgow and looking ahead to LA.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Stitch Fix. Stop shopping. Get styled.
Not today, sweatpants. Somebody's wearing jeans that fit.
Wow! No photos, please. I'm just a regular dad who happens to have a stylist.
I really look my best when someone else makes the decisions.
Hey, we can all see you 2-way mirrors.
Just share your size, style, and budget, and your stylist sends personalized looks right to your door. Stitch Fix. Get started today at stitchfix.com.
I want to hug you. I'm going to hug you. I'm coming in for a hug.